I'm telling y'all right now. I picked Wisconsin to go to the Final Four. These boys defend. They get up in you. They'll make the game ugly if it needs to be that way. It doesn't matter. They come at you, and I was thoroughly impressed with what they did against Baylor because coming into the game, everybody was talking about Baylor's athleticism, how they were hitting three-point shots, how they come at you, and we saw what they did to Creighton. But Wisconsin just basically took control. I look at these boys, they're big, they can play physical, they can defend, they can slow the game down when they're hitting their three-pointers. There's really nothing you can do to them. I like Wisconsin a lot, Coach, and that's why I picked them to win this game, and I believe that they're going to win the next one and go on to the Final Four.
All right, Coach, you're back with us.
Wow.
Wisconsin.
He must be listening to my man Jay Will. Jay Will's on that Wisconsin
He has been all the way.
Say what?
I congratulate him for that.
And never jumped off when they went through that little losing streak. Stephen A., and with all due respect. Wisconsin is playing really well, and they create tough matchups. Sam Decker is really hard to defend because he's really a three-man playing four. He can shoot it. He can put it on the floor. They play 3 point guards, so they don't turn it over, and that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And then you got, obviously, up front, the fighting Frank Kaminsky's. I mean, his development has been almost remarkable.
Last night, he looked like he could play in the NBA.
I'll tell you, 7-footer, his hand on, put it in front. Reminds me a little bit of Paul Gasol.
Yeah.
Having said that.
Yeah.
All right. I was really impressed with Arizona yesterday because, you know what, Arizona was in position to lose that game.
They were.
Nick Johnson, all right, he is an absolute no-show, except for that shot he made at the end of the half, which didn't count. All right. The guy absolutely did nothing the first 38 minutes
Missed
of the
his
game.
first 10 shots.
All right. But they did enough other places. And Aaron Gordon, we always talk about the great freshmen. We're talking about Randall, and we're talking about Wiggins, and we're talking about, Embiid. Let me tell you, Aaron Gordon right now, he's the best freshman.
Well, you think better than...
Yes, I think he's the winningest freshman. I think he does what he has to do to help his team win. He runs the floor. He rebounds. He made 2 or 3 plays yesterday. Absolutely insane. Arizona's a team that defends you every possession. They're a better defensive team than Wisconsin. They've got good matchups. You know, Tarczewski against Frank Kaminsky, that's a good matchup. In the backcourt, they're a bigger version. And they got T.J. McConnell. And to me, T.J. McConnell is the most underappreciated Wildcat because he's a reflection of Sean Miller. Sean Miller finally has a guard that he can hand the ball to, and he has the toughness, the sense of purpose, the leadership skills to lead a team. The play he made to turn the game around, great hand pressure on the basketball, comes up with a 50-50 ball, doesn't call a timeout, pitches it ahead, and then all of a sudden – they get Nick Johnson that first bucket, changes the game.
Stephen A., would you listen to the coach, please?
Coach, one quick comment. I am in no way trying to imply that Wisconsin is better than Arizona. But especially when it comes to March Madness and the NCAA tournament, when you are the most gifted, when you are the most talented, when you're just a lethal force, that's usually when it becomes a problem. See, what I like about Wisconsin is that Wisconsin has the potential to make this game a very ugly one. And because of that, even though Arizona is a better defensive team than Wisconsin, and they definitely can defend, I think they can possibly get rattled if they're not flowing offensively. And that's what I'm counting on in this particular game. That's what I think is going to happen to them. The fact that Wisconsin is going to play within itself because it knows that it's not superior to Arizona, they're going to try to make it ugly. And when they do that, I'm going to be interested in seeing how Arizona responds.
Florida's really improved significantly offensively. It's not just because Michael Frazier made 5 threes. It's more collectively. They're making more plays for each other. Casey Prather's a tough matchup. Walker's improved. Patrick Young, despite foul trouble the first half, or they find a way to get it done. I just think Billy Donovan is so connected with his team. Not just his team's connected. He's connected with his team. He's got a great feel for the pulse of his basketball team. Archie Miller, great job. They play hard. They compete. They're tough. I just think that Florida's just too good right now.
All right. Stephen A., Dayton, Florida.
I have nothing to add. There's no way on earth that I'm thinking Dayton's going to beat Florida. They've had a nice ride. They're incredibly talented. I don't understand. I mean, this guy Siebert, I believe his name is. I mean, I was impressed with him, but I'm just looking at Dayton, and I'm looking at the weapons that Florida has, along with Billy Donovan being the exceptional coach that he is. How many times you're going to, even though he's won 2 national titles, I mean, how many times are you going to knock the Elite Eight, on its door, and then you're going to go home? I don't see that happening against Dayton. Dayton's had a nice run. They're to be commended. It ends. It ends this weekend against Florida. It ends.
I agree, and I picked Florida before this started to win it all fairly easily. Florida is easily the class of this field. Florida slowly but surely took apart Pitt and then last night UCLA. I'm not saying Florida is a great team because it's not. I don't see NBA starters on this team. In fact, I looked at Chad Ford's big board this morning. Patrick Young is projected high second-round pick, and of the 4 seniors, that's the highest pick on the board. So we're not talking about an NBA team here, but we're talking about a really good college basketball team. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's fair, and I think Scottie Wilbekin right now, he's playing himself into the NBA. Scottie Wilbekin might be the best point guard in the country the way he's playing right now.